Let's be clear. Your presence here isn't a casual coincidence. It's a symptom. It signifies that a deep, gnawing cognitive dissonance has finally breached your denial. A feeling of profound structural imbalance, your mind, it has been weaponized against you. It's become a 247 forensics lab. Every text message is a piece of evidence to be dusted for intent. Every silence is a void to be analyzed for hidden meaning. Your focus is shattered. Your work, your mission, your purpose, all of it has been sidelined, hijacked by this obsessive forensic loop. Your phone is no longer a tool. It's a variable reward slot machine. And you check it every 3 minutes, praying for a dopamine hit of validation. This isn't a crush. This isn't love. This is cognitive warfare. You've been maneuvered into the gray zone, a carefully engineered state of suspended emotional animation. You hold no official title. You have no defined future. You are neither her partner nor a stranger. You exist as a maybe, a we'll see, an option. This purgatory is not an accident. It is designed. It is a psychological terrain crafted to keep you investing, hoping, and psychologically breaking down. Let's name the disease. You are being played, and the most corrosive part, the game requires your active participation. You are not just a victim, you are a willing casualty. You hold the key, yet you refuse to turn it. This video is not another vapid, gentle dating talk. This is the diagnosis. This is the cold, surgical truth delivered without anesthetic. We will dissect the 5 primary psychological weapons being deployed against you. This is the operational playbook of a woman who is not serious. See the mechanism. Understand its function. Only then can you dismantle it. The first tactic is the most insidious, the Mirage. This is a mastery of plausible deniability. The interaction begins with overwhelming warmth. She is flirtatious, deeply engaging, and an expert at mirroring. She reflects your values, laughs at your jokes, and seems to be the precise emotional schematic you've been searching for. She speaks fluently in futures. This is future faking. It's a hypnotic tool. She says, "We should go there someday. You'll have to show me that. I've never met anyone like you." These statements are not promises. They are investments. She is selling you a dream, a hypothetical future, and getting you to pay for it today with your time, attention, and emotional resources. But the moment you attempt to cash that check, the moment you try to solidify that abstract someday into a concrete next Friday, the mirage dissolves. The warmth vanishes, replaced by a cold, clinical confusion. She'll deploy the countermeasures. "I'm just enjoying where we are. Why do we need to put labels on everything?" Or the ultimate shaming tactic, "You're being too intense." Understand what is happening here. She creates an emotional oasis and then psychologically punishes you for trying to drink from it. This behavior isn't complicated or mysterious. It is a calibration. She is meticulously finding the exact minimum dose of hope required to keep you hooked, without ever committing to anything herself. You are perpetually chasing a destination that moves further away the faster you run. She maintains absolute control by keeping the relationship in a state of potential, a state that requires nothing from her but costs you everything. She gets all the benefits of your attention and validation without any of the responsibility of partnership, the actionable tests, the reality check. Stop talking about the future. Stop participating in her fantasy of someday. Instead, make a simple, direct, concrete request for her time in the immediate present. Not next week, not when you're free. The script is, I'm free on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Let's go for dinner at specific place. Now, observe. This is a diagnostic test. You are not asking for a date. You are testing a hypothesis. Do you get a clear, enthusiastic yes, or do you get a deflection? Do you get a maybe? And I'll have to see, or a something might come up. Her response to a direct present tense request for her time reveals everything about your actual priority level. The Mirage cannot survive direct contact with present tense reality. The second weapon in her arsenal is triangulation. This is a classic, crude, yet devastatingly effective offensive maneuver. She will intentionally, and often under the guise of innocence or just being open, introduce other men into the dynamic. This tactic is not about her being desirable. It is about making you feel replaceable. It will sound like this. Her ex, who won't stop texting her. The colleague at work who is always offering to help and is just so sweet. She'll check her phone at dinner, smile, and say, oh, it's just another man's name. She'll tell you she needs your advice on how to handle another man who is pursuing her. Each mention is a calculated psychological strike. It is designed to detonate your primal competitive anxiety. It shatters the collaborative US frame and forces you into a competitive me versus them frame. The strategic goal is to make you panic, to make you overinvest, to prove your superiority. You start buying more expensive gifts. You clear your schedule to be more available than that other guy. You start performing, auditioning, and trying to win her. All while she sits back and enjoys the narcissistic supply and validation from multiple competing sources. You cease to be a potential partner. You become an applicant, desperately trying to pass a test she never intends to grade. This is a direct assault on your sense of self-worth. It is psychological warfare designed to keep you off balance, insecure, and easy to control. The actionable test, the frame lock. You must understand this. The only winning move in this scenario is not to play. Do not react. Do not compete. When she deploys the triangulation tactic, you must respond with absolute, strategic, detached neutrality. Show zero emotional spike, no jealousy, no anger, no visible insecurity. Give her nothing. A simple bored, okay, or good for him is sufficient. Even better, change the subject immediately to something completely unrelated, preferably something related to your mission. This response communicates an unbreakable frame. It non-verbally states, your attempts to manipulate my emotional state with other men are irrelevant to my reality. I am not competing for you. I am the prize. Her weapon is rendered utterly useless when it meets a target it cannot penetrate. This leads directly to the third, most soul-crushing sign, the contempt in a healthy, reciprocal dynamic. Effort is met with appreciation, and vulnerability is met with safety. In this toxic game, your genuine effort is met with contempt. The harder you try, the further she pulls away, the more you invest, the less she respects you. You find yourself trapped in a maddening loop of moving the finish line. First, she implies she just needs you to be more understanding of her chaotic schedule. So you become a master of flexibility. But that's not enough. Now, she needs you to be less needy. So you pull back, suffocating your own valid needs for connection. But now, you're too distant and don't care. You cannot win. Because the game is not designed for you to win. The game is designed to keep you playing. Your genuine masculine efforts to provide, protect, or solve problems are reframed as weakness. Your attempts at clear communication are labeled as drama. Your desire for simple consistency is controlling. This is a form of psychological castration. It is a systematic erosion of your confidence in your own perceptions. You begin to believe you are the problem. Your frantic attempts to fix the problem, which is, in fact, her fundamental lack of interest, only make you look more desperate. This desperation fuels her contempt, which in turn solidifies her power and her disdain. She doesn't respect your effort. She disdains your willingness to give it so freely without her having to earn it. You have demonstrated that your resources are cheap, and she is treating them as such. The actionable test, the mirror, the solution here is not more effort. It is strategic matching. This is not about being petty or playing games. This is a diagnostic tool for restoring balance and protecting your resources. You must, with clinical precision, match her energy. If she takes 10 hours to reply to a thoughtful text, you do not reply in 10 minutes. You match her tempo. If she gives one word, low investment answers. You give one word, low investment answers. If she cancels a plan, you do not immediately offer a new one. You become and are busy with your own life. Stop flooding her with high effort gestures. Validation and availability create a vacuum. Then observe with cold, analytical detachment. Does she step up to fill the void you've created? Does she increase her investment to regain your attention? Or does she let the connection die? The answer will be immediate and definitive. The fourth sign is the engine that powers the entire machine. This is the mechanism that bypasses your logic and hooks directly into your brain's chemistry, the addiction cycle. This is the hot and cold behavior. In psychology, it is called intermittent reinforcement or intermittent rewards. It is the single most powerful behavioral modification technique known to science. It is the principle that built the entire city of Las Vegas. A slot machine does not pay out every time. It doesn't even pay out on a predictable schedule. It pays out randomly. That excruciating randomness is what makes it powerfully addictive. She does the same. One day, she is incredible. She texts you first, showers you with affection, initiates contact, and makes you feel like the absolute center of her universe. You are euphoric. Your brain is flooded with dopamine. This is the jackpot. Then, silence. She disappears for 3 days. She's busy, overwhelmed, needs space. Her texts become cold and short. Your brain, which just received a massive dopamine hit from the win, now panics. It enters a state of withdrawal. You become obsessed. You reread old messages, the hi. You check her social media status. You are no longer interacting with a person. You are craving the next hit. And just when you're about to give up, just when you're about to detox, ding, she sends a text. She likes your story. She sends a meme. The jackpot hits again. The relief is overwhelming, and the addiction cycle is reset, stronger than before. She is not being complicated. She is conditioning you. She is training you to tolerate her disrespect and to live in a state of constant, anxious hope for her presence. You are being domesticated like a lab animal, pressing a lever, waiting for a pellet of validation. The actionable tests, the detox, you must break the chemical cycle. You cannot reason with an addiction. You must starve it. When she pulls away, you do not chase. Chasing is feeding the addiction. Chasing is you, frantically pumping coins into the machine. You must let her go. Instead, you implement a no initiation protocol. You do not text first. You do not call first. You do not react to her low-effort social media breadcrumbs. This is not a game to get her back. This is a detox to get yourself back. You are teaching your brain on a chemical level that you are the source of your own validation, not her random, calculated breadcrumbs of attention. This is the only way to break the dependency. Finally, the fifth and most pragmatically insulting sign, the convenience store. Examine the timeline of your interactions. Forget her words. Forget the potential. Look at the cold, hard data of your calendar. When do you actually spend time together? You will find a glaring pattern. When you propose a plan, a real date, something that requires her effort, something scheduled in advance, she is invariably busy, not sure or overwhelmed, but she is always available when she needs something. She will text you at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday because she's feeling lonely and her primary options are unavailable. She will call you in a panic because she had a fight with her friend or a problem at work, and she needs your advice using you for free emotional labor. She'll want to come over at the last minute after her better plans for Saturday night fell through. You have been assigned a role. Your role is not partner. Your role is not lover. Your role is emotional convenience store. You are the 24/7 resource for validation, comfort, and ego boosting, available entirely at her convenience. You absorb her emotional baggage, fix her problems, and make her feel better about herself, after which she is free to go back to her busy life, a life that does not include you in any meaningful, prioritized way. This is the ultimate position of structural powerlessness. You are accepting all the responsibilities of a relationship with none of the respect, commitment, or exclusivity. The actionable test, the closing bell. You must. Effective immediately. Close the store. The next time she reaches out for convenient, last-minute comfort or emotional dumping, you are unavailable. You don't need to be rude or aggressive. That is a reaction. And it still shows she has power. You must be indifferent. A simple, sorry, I'm tied up right now. Or I'm in the middle of something. Can't talk. Is all that is required. You are communicating through action that your time, your energy, and your emotional bandwidth are valuable. High-cost commodities, not free samples. A woman who truly values you will schedule time and invest in you. A woman who uses you will simply get annoyed and go find another store. So why, after hearing this objective, clinical breakdown, does a part of your mind still want to rationalize her behavior? Why does it still whisper, if I just try a little harder? Two final psychological traps are holding you prisoner. First, the sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested months, perhaps years, of time, energy, and emotion. Leaving now feels like admitting a total loss. You think, if I just stick with it, I can salvage my investment. This is the precise, irrational logic of a gambler pouring his last paycheck into a machine that has already taken everything. You must cut your losses. Second, the hunger for validation. Let's be brutally honest. You are not addicted to her. You are addicted to the idea of her finally, definitively choosing you. Her validation has become the nuclear bomb, the ultimate prize that you believe will finally confirm your worth. Here is the cure. And it is a surgery. The cure is not to talk it out. The cure is not to play her game back. The cure is not to show her what she's missing with a jealous post. All of that is still playing. The cure is radical indifference. You must emotionally digitally and logistically withdraw, not as a tactic, but as a decision. You stop analyzing, you stop hoping, you stop providing the oxygen of your attention. You must turn 100% of that obsessive, analytical energy away from her and back onto its rightful owner. You, your work, your body, your finances, your mission. A final critical warning. When you truly pull away, when you starve her of validation and she senses she has actually lost control, she will likely initiate an extinction burst. This is the last desperate, violent act of a dying control mechanism. She will suddenly become the perfect woman you always wanted. She will text you first. She will call you. She will apologize. She will offer you the very future she always withheld. This is the final test. This is the most dangerous trap. It is not a change of heart, it is a change in tactics. The moment you go back, the moment you give her that validation, the old pattern will re-emerge. Only this time, worse, see the extinction burst for exactly what it is. A manipulation, a desperate plea for her drug your attention to come back. Do not fall for it. Hold the line. Your freedom, your focus, and your frame are on the other side. The choice is, and always has been, simple. Continue to be a pawn in her game or become the king in your own. This is a hard truth to confront. Many men will live their entire lives in this fog. You don't have to be one of them. Speak up in the comments. Your story, your moment of clarity, might be the wake-up call someone else desperately needs to read. Like this video if it hit a place you've been afraid to confront. Share it with the men in your life who need this, the ones you see stuck in that same gray zone. And finally, subscribe. Subscribe so you never fall into this trap again. Subscribe to reclaim your frame.